No, I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen.
Oh, I think the shit done started. Ain't that something?
Yeah, you ain't see the countdown? There it is. It's just been a week, y'all.
Piece of shit ass
You are listening to the B.I.G. Show
fucking
with your
piece of
host,
shit
Calvin and Garland.
ass
The
laptop.
B.I.G. Show is a weekly
I
breakdown of
haven't
the
got
sports
that.
world from a
Got that
fan's
janky
perspective.
laptop.
Here are your
Intro
hosts,
gonna be
Calvin
wild.
and Garland. You got the
Yo,
Livono.
the intro gonna be wild in this
Gonna
motherfucker.
be
We gonna
all
have 15
smashed up.
seconds of just cussing and shit. Hey, it's the big show. We are back
Big up.
with some technical difficulties, but whatever the fuck. I'm Calvin. That's Zay my name over there.
Yo, why you got me put my business in the street? Let me tell you how bad my fantasy life is. Fantasy football, y'all. In this guillotine league with Calvin, I got cut the first week. I had the cute little name, Zay my name at the Zay Flowers. Put my little money in the pot. Done. And then I lost in the All Things Black League. I lost that one too. So I'm not only did I get cut out of one league, I'm starting the other league 0-1. It's a rough league.
And you ain't even
league.
So,
go ahead.
Anybody that play fantasy football, you know you get the Monday night game to try to make up for points. No. This nigga lost before the 4 o'clock game on Sunday. At 2 o'clock, it was over.
They were like in danger.
No, 4 o'clock, it was over.
I looked at the thing. I said, let me go check my thing because, Lil Man was playing good. Kyler Murray. I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to do good week 1. And I'm like, on the block already? I'm on the cutting block already? Then I started looking at the people below me. I was like, oh, they got Monday night players. I'm done. I'm done.
I was below you for a while.
Yeah,
I had like 6
you had
players and some Sunday. Yeah. I had some players.
I was like, let me go ahead and delete this app. It's a mess.
Say my name went out quick.
Say my name. He gonna plaster me all on. He gonna text me. Are you Zay my name? Yeah, nigga. You know I'm Zay my name.
I just had to confirm. I'm
Zay my name. You ain't had to confirm nothing. I'm like, yo, Calvin ain't nothing, yo. Go. Are you Zay my name? You're the commissioner of the league. You know everybody's name in the league. Don't ask me is my name Zay my name.
I needed you to confirm it. Even I make mistakes too, so I needed you to confirm it.
Daggone mistake. He was waiting to clown me. Then he had the Beyonce. He was ready. He just wanted to make sure he had the proper meme-ish. Let me get the proper memes in order. Like, man, this guy.
Week 1 cut shit. That's rough.
Yeah, that's rough. I ain't want to tell nobody, but of course, Calvin puts me on Facebook, so
I was going to hold it until to come on, yo, but I was like, nah, this shit too good. This got to be at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
Speaking of podcasts, we're on all the podcast platforms. You can watch us live on YouTube right now, and you can see our faces and Garland's sad face on Spotify as we're talking about his Zay My Name team. Hey, man, what we got going on today?
Man, this a mess, yo. It's a mess. We're going to talk some NFL Week 1 overreactions. Of course, we're going to do our Ravens recap from last Thursday's opening night game. Talk about your boy Massage, Mr. Rub One Out, Deshaun Watson. He in trouble again. Going to talk about your boy Tyreek Hill. He gets the Scotty Scheffler experience and ponticate on that. And then we're going to make our NFL Week 2 picks. We got a little music corner. We got a top 10. Then we're going to close out with some Come On Yo. But we're going to start with some college football, man. All eyes are on your boy, Coach Subprime. Head coach Deion Subprime Sanders and his Colorado Buffaloes. People are looking at them last year. They started off strong. I think they started off 3-0, maybe 4-0, or at least 3-1. And people were talking about them as the hot team, and then that all went to shit. They finished 4-9 for the season, and so entering year two after a 4-9 record, big things were expected of the Buffaloes with subprime son Shador, who's a great quarterback, being a Heisman candidate and a projected first round pick, as well as Travis Hunter. We probably should be talking about him a little bit more than we should talk about Shador, because he's a beast on both sides of the ball. But the Buffaloes, Colorado, they're 1-1. They barely beat a FCS team, North Dakota State. They were in that to the very end. This is a team that basically an FCS team is like a team that was Division I AA. They moved up this year to play in the FBS, and so they beat an FCS team, but then they were blown out last weekend by Nebraska 28-10, with Shador being sacked 5 times. So you got a lot of things swirling around about the team. Do you think Subprime is going to coach beyond this season after Shador and Shallow eligibility expires after they get drafted?
So I'm gonna go ahead right now and admit, I was one of them that was pulling for Deion, but I'm gonna tell you right now, Deion, you're looking rather below average right now. The recruiting, I thought the recruiting, you getting players out of the portal just because of your name, doesn't look like that's happening. That offensive line is just awful. Besides your son and Travis, I mean, it's almost like everybody else is a second, even third tier player. Like, they're not Division I players. But and then you got the coaching staff that was supposed to be top notch. First of all, you got Warren Sapp. We knew right then and there that you was in trouble when you got Warren Sapp. He ain't even a coach. He like Sapp. He ain't even a coach. He like a specialist advisor, some dumbass title he has.
Because he probably don't have a college degree. On the collegiate level, you gotta have a college degree to coach. He ain't got no college degree.
So to answer your question, if Deion doesn't make a bowl, I don't think he's going to last. I thought he was going to last 3 years because of the economic impact, but I don't think they're going to let him go into a third year if they don't make a bowl game.
That economic impact was based on them getting to the bowls. Yes, they selling out in Boulder, and they getting some great TV ratings because they're must-see TV in terms of people want to see.
Yeah, and they got merchandise,
they got merchandise and all that stuff. But you gotta, I agree with you. You gotta have the wins on the field, and that's the thing.
Have some wins.
I was talking with someone because black people don't like when you talk about Deion, and I was saying about Subprime. I was like, look, I'm only holding him accountable for what he does on the field in terms of how his team performs. He did okay at Jackson State. I will hate and say he didn't win the 2 big games, the Celebration Bowls, to end the season, but he got there. And then he got to Colorado, started off great, but they fizzled out. And this year, it's going to be rough. I said they could get 4 or 5 wins, and I said they needed to get to a bowl to be bowl eligible. I think you need at least 5 wins. I don't know where they're going to get those 5 wins. They need 6.
I think you need 6.
Oh, okay.
You do need 6. Yeah, you need 6 wins.
Yeah, Calvin knows because Calvin knows because he's been the coach of University of Maryland for the last couple years, and they've been playing in the Mayonnaise Bowl, the Mayonnaise and Mustard Bowl, and so he would know. Maryland winning 6 games a year in the Big Ten, playing in these off-brand bowl games. But
first of all, Maryland won last year. I think they beat Alabama.
What was the name of the bowl? They beat Auburn. What was the name of the bowl?
First of all, it may have been it may have been the Heinz Relish Bowl, but it don't matter. It could have been the Frank's Hot Sauce Bowl. Frank's Hot Sauce Bowl.
It was the Pimlico Carryout Bowl featuring Live Cat.
Yeah, you're so wrong. But they won the Poppy's Cuisine Bowl, and that's all that matters. They
The
won.
Poppy's Cuisine Bowl. They won the Lake Trout Open Invitational. And so yeah, back to Dion. I do wish the teams is just one dimensional. I mean, Shador is cold, but all they can do is pass. They can't run the ball. Travis Hunter is cold. He's a great defender and a wide receiver, but teams are just teeing off on them. And so those better teams, those teams with more players, with better systems, they just can't thrive against. And so they're in for a rough season. I wish I don't think he's going to be there after this year. I don't think if they make the bowl, I don't think they make a bowl. Yeah,
really?
Well, definitely they have to make a bowl to break even. But
if they make a bowl, he's gonna stay one more year. If they make a bowl,
he's gonna have to make another son. He better go out there and find one of them sons he ain't acknowledged. That's about 21 and bring him into play. Because who he got? He just scared away. It's the truth. You better go get one of them babies he ain't acknowledged that he paying child support for.
Do MC Hammer still owe him some money? He can get one of MC Hammer kids. Because I think MC Hammer got a bunch of children too.
Hammer ain't got no money.
He can get baby Hammer. That's what I'm saying. He can't pay him back, so he can go get him a baby Hammer out there.
He better go find his son at TD Jake's church or something. He need to go find another child. Cause he ain't got no more children, yo, and
so rude, yo.
He's scared off a lot of the top quarterbacks because he's just been catering to his son. I mean, what's there in the chamber after his sons leave and Travis leave? Because I'm sure Travis Hunter's not coming back after this season, and I'm sure Shiloh, who he's probably going to get a cup of coffee in the league at least. He's not coming back, and so. Who did they have that's the safety in waiting or the quarterback in waiting or the wide receiver in waiting? They don't have it. And for me, I think, he can't pull out a big quarterback. I think we're going to hear him talking about his toe, his crusty toe. He tired, he gave all he got and he's going to roll out. Now that's hate. That's hater. 9 toes down. Dion is 9 toes down.
You've been hating on Dion ever since he got the job, so we're not even going.
Yeah. I've always said that I didn't think this was the best job. As a matter of fact, Stephen A. the other day talking about I would love to see him in the SEC. He ain't getting no daggone SEC job. Now, if he would have got to Colorado and he performed and got them to a bowl, then yeah. But ain't nobody going to take all that. I don't think there's any school that wants to deal with the baggage of Dion that's going to give him a shot at an SEC or Big Ten school.
Ever since he left Jackson State, you've been on his ass. He ain't been prime or Dion.
Because what did he say?
Calling him sub-prime.
What did he say, Calvin?
Sub-prime ever since then.
He said he was going to be the tide that he said Mr. Charlie's ice is colder. That's what he said. Let's move on. If you want to hear what I said about Dion, go back and listen to some of the past broadcasts. Just about every past broadcast fanboys.
Killing.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go ahead and talk about some real football, some real winners. NFL, boy, we just came through week 1. Ratings have shattered, millions of people watching the games. Football is back. Some wins, some losses. And so let's talk about some things. This Deshaun Watson washed. They paid a lot of guaranteed money to get him. A lot of trades. A lot of people saying, man, I wish they would have kept Baker Mayfield and developed him. Baker's down in Tampa, tearing it up. Watson, he comes out here and lays a major egg against Dallas. And he's really only played about maybe 5 or 6 games over the last 3 seasons. One season he was suspended for most of the season. Last year he was injured for half of the season. And now he's starting off. He can't seem like he can throw anymore. Is he washed? Is he done?
Yeah, Deshaun, it's over for Deshaun. Not only have the injuries piled up, but what's his motivation? He's getting guaranteed money. He's
gonna get all that.
No matter what happens, he's getting guaranteed money. There's really no motivation, and the team isn't bad. They just added Jerry Jeudy to the wide receiving core to go along with
Cooper,
Mark Cooper, and Joko.
Yeah. You got Nick
That's what I'm
Chubb
saying. They
coming
added
back.
Cooper with it.
Mhm.
You got Njoku out there. I mean, he got hurt, but I mean, on paper, they are not bad. The defense is still the defense.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Watson isn't just Joe Flacco took them further in his little bit of time last year than Deshaun Watson even thought about taking them. So
That's crazy.
yeah, I think Deshaun is washed. I think he's done.
Yeah, for that system, which really is developed off of the play action, he's just having, I think that one, missing that almost entire season with the suspension, and then being injured at some points of last year, missing significant amount of games. And then, he won that Ravens game where he came back and he was playing with the separated shoulder and the high ankle sprain. Then he was out for the rest of the year after that. And then Flacco pretty much led them to the playoffs. But he hasn't been the same guy since he left Houston. I guess the masseuses in Cleveland are not as good as the masseuses that he had in Houston, because those massages, Calvin, he was like a top 5 quarterback with those those massages that he was getting in Houston. But he got to Cleveland, those massages are just not as good as he was getting in Houston. What you think about your boy Joe Burrow? Is he overrated? The Bengals come out here and lose another season opener. This is, I think, the 3rd season in a row that they've lost the opening game. Everybody's always in Joe Burrow's butt about he's the greatest. He's a top 3. He's a top 5 quarterback, a guy who's never won anything, made it to the Super Bowl once. Great. A lot of people have made it to. Trent Dilfer has won a Super Bowl. So a lot of people have made the Super Bowl. Joe Flacco has won a Super Bowl.
Trent Dilfer slander.
Calvin,
there will be no Trent Dilfer or Joe Flacco slander here in Baltimore.
All right, I'm not going to slander Joe, but I did say this to you one time. One time, NFL Network was playing the old Super Bowls, and the Ravens' first Super Bowl was on against the Giants, and I watched it. Trent Dilfer was horrible. He could not. He missed about 4 touchdown passes in that game. He should have had 5.
He threw a touchdown pass to Brandon Stokely.
Yeah.
So there we go right there.
But we ain't going to count the other 4 that
Hall
he
of
missed.
Famer.
he was horrible.
Hall of Famer.
But anyway, Joe Burrow, don't seem like he can play good without T. Higgins and Jamar Chase tearing it up. I think they do miss Joe Mixon this season. What's your thoughts about Burrow? And then they were showing something about his wrist. Maybe he's not fully healed. Is he overrated?
Let me say I've always thought he was overrated, but I'm not going to put that on him as far as this season goes. It's tough sledding when you don't have T. Higgins. You're down. What was the other guy? Oh my God,
Jamar Chase,
Tyler Boyd.
Boyd's gone.
Jamar Chase was
no, he's
Jamar
gone.
Chase had. No, he's in Tennessee now. He's in Tennessee. Mm-hmm. Jamar Chase didn't practice all season, off season long. You don't have Joe Mixon, so it's going to take some adjustment for the Bengals. I do think Joe Burrow is slightly overrated, but not overrated to where he's a bad quarterback. I think the Bengals they'll be okay. They got to play Kansas City this week. I don't think they're going to win that game, but the Bengals will be okay.
Yeah, let's not forget, and I hate these comparisons with Lamar because I put Lamar above him. Let's not forget Lamar won his first MVP throwing to Seth Roberts, Miles Boykin, Hollywood Brown, and a couple other wash-ups as well. And so Joe Burrow's had
Willie Snead. Don't forget about Willie Snead.
I forgot all about Willie Snead and Willie Snead. All right. And so miss me with this Joe Burrow stuff. Because Joe Burrow, he can't seem to play well without his stars. And so been seeing a lot of clips about your boy Saquon Barkley, especially that clip. You wouldn't watch the show over the summer. I kept on telling you to watch this Giants show about the offseason, but I only want to watch the Ravens. And so they've been showing this clip about John Mara, the owner of the Giants, and how he's talking to Deshaun, the GM, and he's saying, look, I'm going to be real upset. This is going to really be tough for me to see Saquon playing for Philly. Well, guess what? Philly signed him, gave him the money he wanted, and he went out promptly in the first game and scored 3 touchdowns. You think the Giants are regretting letting Saquon walk? Because Daniel Jones, He has more interceptions thrown than touchdowns since he signed that new deal a couple seasons ago.
Of course they mad that they let Saquon walk. Saquon went out the first game in Philly and dominated. I mean, the old men have been dominating in the running game. Joe Mixon and Saquon Barkley were the two best running backs last week. Now, we'll see what happens as the season wears on. I don't think they're going to be as strong. But, yeah, the Giants were looking at Saquon like,
right.
We miss you, Saquon.
Like that GIF with Wolverine laying in the bed looking at the picture. Yeah, that's John Maris laying in the bed looking at a picture of Saquon in the Giants jersey. Yeah, that's that GM is getting roasted that he decided to put resources into Daniel Jones, who is he's not showing that he's the future of that team. And they could have drafted a quarterback with that high pick, but they drafted Malik Neighbors. And so you got a big contract, a guy you're not going to be able to move in. It's possible that they're going to need to have a new quarterback next season starting off the year, because I'm not sure Daniel Jones stays a starter if they keep losing games. And the head coach might not have a job either, so he needs to get that fixed. We saw Thursday's game. We're going to talk about the Ravens and recap that in a minute. But can the Ravens win without Lamar having to be Superman?
Yeah, so we talked about this in our little group chat, and I firmly stick with this. I think Todd Monken is panicking. As soon as the Ravens go down, he goes away from the run, and they're only down 7 points. Like, you can keep grinding it out. They don't need Lamar to do all that. And you can't, he's not going to last. I mean, you saw some of the hits he took in the Kansas City game.
He's not going to like last, that. And he's not going to last the full season.
Exactly. And you definitely need him in the season, because without him in the full season, you can just give it up. Todd Monken is panicking. I don't know what Harbaugh does. Like, you can see that he's panicking. You got to keep running that ball. I know that Derrick Henry was running behind the line, but just the threat of Derrick Henry running. And then like Tennessee did his whole tenure, especially against us, he's going to run. By the time you get to the third and fourth quarter, them boys ain't going to want to stand in front of him anymore. They go for them arm tackles. Right. And he breaks
their
them
conditioning
all
is
day
just
long.
as bad as our condition in the first game.
Exactly.
Run.
Stop panicking. Now, you can't run him 30 and 40 times a game because he is older. But that's why you have Lamar there. This option is absolutely for Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. That's what you can do right there. So, they can't sustain having Lamar do everything. Although Lamar almost pulled that game out. Right. They can't sustain having him do everything. So Todd Monken has to stop panicking.
It's crazy because, for them to win, Lamar always has to do something extraordinary, and it just can't continue to be that way. It can't continue to be that way. I mean, yes, you're paying him big money and he delivers, but when I think about Mahomes doesn't have to. He has plays where he wins those plays, but he's not having to make the extraordinary Superman feat to get them to win. And so, they're going to need to figure that out real soon. And talking about the Chiefs, man, what do you think about their chances of repeating? I mean, they looked all right on Thursday. The Ravens, they didn't overwhelm them. They did look good offensively. They looked good defensively as well. Do they have enough to repeat?
It's a long season, so it's really hard to evaluate from game one. But you got that boy. They only threw 3 passes to that new boy. And
Worthy.
Let me back up. They only threw 3 passes to him, and one of those was he ran in a touchdown.
Right.
Worthy his speed is amazing. That may be what they need, but it was that Rashee Rice for me. Rashee Rice coming across that middle. There's no linebacker that could keep up with him. Our linebackers weren't keeping up with him. And if they can keep hitting that play, and then you got that along with Pacheco. I tried to tell you, you don't like Pacheco. I'm telling you, Pacheco is a game. Well, let me not say game changer. He is a gamer. the boy, he makes you think about him, and he keeps them legs grinding. Kind of reminds me of a Roger Craig type. He keeps grinding. He gets in there and he does not stop moving. And then you still got Travis Kelce that didn't do much. So if they can stay healthy, I think they got a great chance of actually being there. Repeating is going to be pretty tough.
Sure.
They got a great chance of actually being there at the end.
I think the West is going to be a little different for them with Harbaugh out there doing the Ravens West with the Chargers. They're going to have some tough sledding. I don't think they're just going to run through the AFC West like they have done for the last couple years. And we'll see what happens. But they did start off the season great. And so let's jump into last Thursday's game. Ravens lost 27-20, a nail biter. They led off with a great drive and went up 7, and then the game went kind of back and forth. And Ravens tried to come back at the end, if not for a couple of missed passes by Lamar, and then hitting Isaiah Likely in the back of the end zone. But he went a 12 instead of a 10. His foot is out, and we don't
Big
score.
Foot bastard.
Yeah, and so Mahomes, he completed 20 of 28 pass attempts for 291 yards. The 2 touchdowns, actually, that reverse or that jet sweep by Worthy was considered a pass since he tossed it to him.
Okay.
And then Lamar threw for 237 and 1 score, and he ran for 122 yards and 16 carries. You never don't want Lamar to do that. And so this was some of your takeaways from the games. What are your thoughts about that?
So I wasn't mad at John Harbaugh this game. Now, I did get when they started running that last drive. First of all, that 2-minute drill with no timeouts is amazing. Like, you can say what you want, but Lamar showed some goddamn fortitude in that one. That drive was amazing. I will say, let me talk to the fans real quick. That pass that he missed, that he looked like he missed Zay, that pass was not for Zay.
Right.
Zay was supposed to actually run the route he was running, but once he saw that opening, Zay was supposed to sit down in that hole. When Lamar threw that ball, had Zay sat down in that hole just because it was open, it's not the play for Zay, but as a receiver, you see right there, oh, this is wide open. You sit there and let him throw you that ball. Zay ran into the coverage, which made Lamar throw the ball behind him, but that pass was not for Zay. So fans, stop. Lamar did not miss Zay on that. He did not miss Zay.
He missed Likely, though.
He missed Likely, and he had to throw that ball on time for Likely, and he threw that ball late and high for Likely. He had to throw it on time. But overall, other than them not running Derrick Henry enough, I thought they played well. It was good to see Justice Hill. Justice Hill catching the ball out the backfield and running that quick scat back roll. I'd like to see that. It looked like Roquan was a step behind, and I guess that's going to happen when they don't play in the preseason. Now, with that being said, you can't expect him to keep up with Rashee Rice on those crossing routes. So, but it looked like it was a step behind. But overall, I thought the Ravens played as well as they could, as well as you could imagine them playing against the defending champions in Kansas City after no one has played in the preseason.
Yeah, I think the Ravens, they got away with one in the sense that, and I was saying it the last time we talked, that we got to get the Chiefs early. It's good to get them early before they get cranked up. And they can, if this game maybe was played in October or November and the same thing happened, maybe Mahomes might throw for 3 touchdowns. He might throw for 4, because this really amounted to what I was saying was like a 4th preseason game. Most of these teams did not play their starters all 3 preseason games. They're still working out timing, conditioning, all those things. And so I think that had a big impact on the game, and it kept the Ravens in the game as well. I would have loved them to see them stay to the run. They got away from it. You stick to it. You did well on the first drive, and then you came back the second drive, and I think you threw several straight passes. It's like, okay, stick to the run. Stick to the run. And we need these other receivers to throw up. You can't show up. You can't keep on telling me that Zay Flowers is the only
Yes.
person that can get open.
You extended Rashad Bateman. I
Right.
mean, he did catch that clutch pass in
He
that drive,
did.
in that 2-minute drive,
But
and that was a hell of a catch.
right.
That was a
So
hell of
does
a
he
catch.
all he runs is go patterns? I mean, now we know Lamar is not great on the long ball. Lamar is great between 10 to 15 yards. Anything after that is a prayer. You better hope Mark Andrews is down there to body some people out and catch it. But we've got to be a little bit more creative in the pass game to spread the ball out. You can't tell me that Likely and Zay are the only people that could get open. Defensively, I thought they played well because they did. Remember, the Ravens went for it on a couple fourth downs and did not give it. And the defense responded by just giving up 2 field goals. And so I think they worked out that option pattern across the middle. In the second half, you didn't see it have that much damage as it had in the first half. I think our strongest place is secondary. I think we're Trump tight in the secondary. I'm a little bit worried about the front linemen in terms of pass rush. Didn't see a whole lot. We only got 1 sack. Owe almost there. Owe he almost was there a couple times. He's playing against a rookie. I would have loved to see him really come out in that game. Ojabo, he had the sack. And so I hope that they have a little bit more creative in terms of getting to the quarterback. And, of course, the offensive line. We didn't touch on that. They got to figure that out. Now, they are facing major pass rushers the next couple games. You got Max Crosby coming in on Sunday, and then 2 Sundays after that, you got the Cowboys. You go down to Dallas, and you got Michael Parsons. And so they're going to need to figure out, and you got TJ Watt in the conference. And so you're going to have to figure out how to block, because TJ, he already didn't seen the tape. You know what he's going to do. And so they have to figure out this blocking. Is it going to be McCurry at right tackle? If he's going to be the right tackle, leave him there. Let him play. Let him get the time there. If it's going to be Ben Cleveland at guard or the rookie Rosengarten, put him there. Let's stop flip-flopping. I don't think Falale is the answer. They after a while they just knew line up wherever Falale is, line up over him. That's what Chris Jones was doing pretty much. Wherever Falale is, I'll just line up over him because he can't stop me. And they might have a problem there. So we'll see what happens.
Really, but I'll be very honest. Their pass blocking for what they had pieced together wasn't that bad. It was that run blocking, and that's the reason why Justice Hill was in a lot, because Derrick Henry's not going to run.
But what happens is, and we saw this late in the game, especially on that 2-minute drive, you got to keep people in to chip and to help. And so it would have been great to have Justice Hill out in the pattern on that last play. But he's standing, he's blocking Chris Jones, and you got to have Likely chip, or you got to have Andrews chip. And so they've got to figure that out, because you got these weapons and you want them all out there. But, if you got to keep, Likely or Andrews in, and they didn't play Ricard that much, maybe a couple series, but he didn't get a whole bunch of run. Maybe they might need to work Ricard back in there, because last year he was doing a lot of blocking as like a third tight end to help them in those passing situations. And so, they got a lot to figure out. Sunday's a good game, home opener. We see what happens. Your boy Deshaun Watson, he in trouble again. The NFL says it's reviewing a civil lawsuit filed Monday accusing Deshaun of sexual assault and battery in October of 2020. When he was a member of the Houston Texans. The lawsuit alleges that while applying makeup in her bathroom, the woman who is filing this suit found Watson completely naked on her bed, lying face down on his stomach. He then requested that the woman massage his buttocks, and the woman tried to appease Watson by rubbing his back rather than his butt. This sounds just like the other lawsuits that happened when he got suspended. He likes to have his ass rubbed, Calvin. He likes to have his no Diddy. He like to have his ass parts rubbed. He got
Bro.
the ass rubbing fetish. He like to have his ass rubbed.
Bruh, just Deshaun, what is going on,
Bro.
sir? But
So they talking
this is
about,
it.
they're talking about Cleveland's looking if they can get out the deal. Maybe they can, but they still gonna
Because
owe
it
him a lot
voids
of
the con-
money.
no, it actually voids a lot of that
Oh, if he gets
guaranteed
another,
money.
okay, so they
Yeah.
won't owe him as much, but they got to rock with him because they ain't got nothing. I mean, Jameis, you think you
They're
gonna win with Jameis?
gonna eat what did he say? Eat the
Eat the W's. We
eat the
eating wins.
W's. Eat the W's. they
We eating wins.
gonna get
So,
Mr. Crab
but
Legs out there.
but then again, they did win with Flacco last year.
All they need is really average quarterback
They
play
just
just
need
to
an
have a
average
chance.
quarterback
To
who
have a
can do who could do that play action, and they're gonna be all right.
Now
But
Jameis is below average, but Jameis
yeah,
got the heart of a champion.
he do. So do you think the Browns regret releasing or trading? Well, they released Baker and they traded for Watson, and so you think they got buyer's remorse?
I mean, of course they do, but you definitely can't look back on that because let's be honest, it's not like Baker was killing it in Cleveland.
True.
Cleveland just has a bad culture.
I think Baker, the thing about Baker was he took them to the playoffs, won a playoff game. He did good his rookie year. Then he got injured and he tried to come back fast from that injury.
Mm-hmm.
And then the compound of losing, he's on TV every second with the Progressive commercials where he was locking up the stadium, him and his wife living in the stadium. I think people just got tired of him.
More commercials than Lamar. Lamar was MVP.
That boy was locking up the stadium. He was cutting the grass. He was doing everything. Every time you turned on TV that season, Baker Mayfield was on the screen.
Mayfield.
But he was coming back from that injury, and yeah, I think he got gunshot. But Browns need to figure this out. And are you going to stay invested in a guy that loves to have his ass rubbed? He does, Cal. He like to have his ass rubbed. Man, rub my ass. Your boy Tyreek Hill, he gets the Scotty Scheffler experience. And so Hill, if you don't know, he was pulled over on suspicion of speeding while driving to Hard Rock Stadium roughly 3 hours before the Dolphins season opener against the Jacksonville Jaguars, which they won. The Miami-Dade PD said Hill was uncooperative, which you saw in the video, with the responding officers, leading to an escalation of the situation. Hill received citations for careless driving and a seatbelt violation, and he was cited for allegedly speeding at a visual estimation of 60 miles per hour. Body cam footage released on Monday showed that after a brief verbal altercation with the officer who pulled him over, Hill was instructed to exit his vehicle, but ultimately was forcibly removed from his $300,000 car by a separate officer and, as they said, redirected to the ground. And so, Calvin, this has been a big debate, and I've been hearing a lot of people. And so, who was at fault with this? Miami-Dade police or Tyreek?
Both of them. Everybody at fault.
Thank you.
Everybody's at fault.
Said.
So, was the officer a little overly aggressive? He became overly aggressive, but Tyreek Hill, there's a certain point. And we black people, we always talk about justice and being fair, and I get it. But we also teach our children, because no one wants it to be their family and their children. Certainly. We teach them to comply. Be as nice as you can because we want you to come home. I tell my son all the time, if they ask you for your license, just give them the license. I know they might be possibly violating your rights. Anything short of putting their hands on you, just come. We'll deal with it later, because you don't want anything to happen. That could have gone way left for Tyreek Hill. We could be having a whole nother conversation. Tyreek, he was being a jerk. I mean, he was rolling his window up. He was just being a jerk. And also, what he did was put Calais Campbell in danger. Because when Calais is coming to help, the officers immediately on Calais' big ass, like, get back in the car, get back in. Like, it's just, it was just a situation that I don't know if it could have been avoided, but I know that Tyreek Hill could have acted in a different manner to possibly keep from as much going on as it did. And I do agree the officer should be on administrative leave as he is.
Yeah, I agree with you. And most people have been saying, the police are police, but both things can be true. And this is going to be, I got two come on yos. This is my first come on yo. Like, we got to understand that you're driving a $300,000 sports car. You are on your way to work to play a football game. You get pulled over. You have a responsibility too, not to escalate. I understand it's frustrating. As a black man, I've been pulled over for what I feel is no reason. But I can't come with anger at the police officer with the threat of that the police officer is going to harm me. This has just been our history in this country concerning law enforcement. And so if you were such in a rush for the game and concerned about the game, that should have really been your focus. Like, look, I just got to get in here. Let me just pull over. Go ahead. Give me the citations. You're one of the highest paid wide receivers in the league. It's not going to cost you anything. Put your attorney on it. Get it tossed out. Pay your money and keep it moving. But you probably wouldn't have ended up on the ground if you did not bring aggression. It don't take police much to get off. They say yes and you say no. That's grounds for them to think that they can go ahead and pull you and throw you on the ground. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, they overreacted at, snatching him out the car, throwing him on the ground. That's Tyreek Hill. And so, come on, give me a break. But Tyreek, also, you have a kind of like a responsibility as well to guard yourself and, come a little bit different. And so, yeah, come on,
yo. Tough.
Yeah, it's tough. I understand it's tough because
I got an attitude problem. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough.
Very frustrating. I remember one time I got pulled over by a police officer. He actually was going to let me go, but I was so wound up. We going back and forth. I'm about to talk my way into a ticket where I just needed to hey, here's my license and registration, sorry or whatever. And he just would have came back and here, man, just go ahead, slow down. And so we got to learn how to use better judgment. I don't think Tyreek used better judgment in that situation because he has a responsibility as well.
I agree.
All right. Fantastic. Let's go ahead into our week 2 picks real quick. Just to let y'all know, although I got washed out of the fantasy league, I am leading the first week of picks 12-9. I'm trying to think upset special. I don't really have any upset specials. I think no. I called the Saints. You picked the Panthers, that Panthers Saints game. The Saints won that.
I called that upset special, and god damn was I wrong.
yeah, you did. Yeah. We both picked the Bengals over the Patriots, and we got shocked on that.
I think everybody in America picked the Bengals over the Patriots.
Yeah, you took the Titans over the Bears. I took the Bears on that. That was a mild upset.
It should have been the Titans. Fucking Will Levis, bum ass.
And we both took the Falcons over the Steelers, and I think we forgot that Mike Tomlin is the coach there. And so
we forgot that Kirk Cousins can't move anymore.
He can't. They're in for a long season. And so tonight's game, Buffalo goes down to Miami. Playing in Miami-Dade. Hopefully, Tyreek is in a Uber to the game today. Who you taking?
I got Josh Allen in the Bills tonight on the road.
All right, on the road. I'm going to take Miami. There at home. It's probably about 90 degrees down there with the humidity. Buffalo, they ain't used to that weather, and I think it's going to show tonight. Let's go ahead to the Sunday slate of games. Saints visit Dallas to play the Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys.
Cowboys. I'm going to take the Cowboys at home as well. They do well in the early season, and then they start losing in November. Niners, they head up to Minnesota. Vikings won a good game on Sunday against the Giants, against Danny Nichols. I don't think they call him Danny Dimes anymore. Who are you taking in this one?
Give me the 49ers.
Okay, Niners. I'll take the Niners as well. Seahawks. Our boy Mike McDonald got his first win last Sunday over the Broncos. Defense played very well. Geno Smith played well. They visit New England to play the Patriots.
Yeah, I got it. Now West Coast going East Coast is always going to be a tough matchup. Patriots coming off of a big win, but I'm still taking the Seahawks in this one.
Okay. I'm going to take the Patriots on this one.
Okay.
All right, this will be my little upset special. Giants, they're down in D.C. to play the Commanders. Commanders, they did all right, but they got blown out by the Bucks last week, and of course, we already talked about the Giants.
Who do the Giants have? Give me the Commanders.
They got Commanders. Okay, I was gonna say you. I didn't know if you was asking a real question or okay. No, thank you. I'm gonna say. All right, man. Ha ha ha, Mr. Sarcastic. All right. The Chargers, they're down in Carolina to play the Panthers.
I'm not falling into that Panthers trap again.
Yeah, you
West
did.
West Coast to East Coast. I'm not doing it again. Even though it's West Coast to East Coast again, I'm taking San Diego. I'm taking Los Angeles. I'm taking the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers as well. Colts head up to Green Bay to play the Packers. The rookie looked good last week. Well, he's not really a rookie technically anymore, but they lost a tight game. Jordan Love, is he playing? I know he was injured. I'm not sure if he's playing or not. He's not playing. Okay.
He's not playing.
Who are you taking?
Indianapolis. Give me the Colts.
In
Lambeau.
I'm going to take the Packers.
Oh, Malik Willis.
Okay. Malik. Got to step up. Got to give the brother a chance. Brother's there. He got to win this game. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. I'm sorry. I'm typing our answers while we talk. Browns, they're down in Jacksonville to play the Jaguars.
Give me Sunshine. I'm taking the Jags.
I'm going to take the Jags as well. Jets, they're in Tennessee to play the Titans.
Ooh, I kind of want this as my upset special, but the Jets defense is still pretty good. So give me New York.
All right, Jets. I'll take the Jets as well. Bucks, they're up in a repeat of the divisional playoff game last year. They're playing the Lions in Detroit, Tampa.
We're going to bite the knees. Let's go, Detroit.
All right. I'm gonna take the Bucks on this one. I think this offense is clicking. Dan Campbell tried to give away that game on Sunday, but the Rams said no, you can keep it. Speaking about the Rams, they are in Arizona to face Lil Man and the Cardinals.
I'm taking Lil Man and the Cardinals.
All right.
Rams.
All right, that's how you feeling. I'm gonna take the Rams. All right, but Lil Man look good. Lil Man can throw that ball and he can run too. So he's doing something out there.
He's healthy.
Yeah, and he's healthy. The Bengals, they're in KC to play the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to take the guy that went from classy to ashy. Give me Travis Kelce and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs as well. Let's see. The Steelers, they head out to Denver to play the Broncos.
It was nice, Steelers. Y'all look good scoring your 5 field goals.
Right.
I'm taking Sean Payton and the Broncos.
All right. Never bet against Mike Tomlin. I'm going to take the Steelers. They'll find some way to win. TJ Watt, he'll have a strip sack, and he'll score a touchdown. The Bears, they're playing the Sunday night game versus the Texans down in Houston.
CJ Stroud and the Texans. Easily.
Right. Texans. I'm with you as well. I'm going to take the Texans. Let me make sure I'm spelling right. And the Monday night game is the Falcons up in Philly to take on the Eagles.
Uh-oh.
Whoop, whoop.
Uh-oh.
Whoop, whoop.
Nah, give me the Eagles. I was about to take the upset special, but I forgot. Kirk Cousins can't move. Kirk cannot move. I was this close to taking him. If Kurt had a little bit more mobility,
Right.
I was going to take the Falcons on this one.
Right.
Kirk
They're
can't
going to
move.
tee up and the Ravens home opener on Sunday versus the Raiders. Ravens coming off that 27-20 loss in the season opener for the league. Raiders lost last week to the Chargers in LA. How you feeling about this game? I know it's Ravens. I'm just gonna go ahead
Of
and put it
course,
in.
it's going to be Ravens. Gardner Minshew came into M&T last year with the Colts and beat us, so they owe Gardner Minshew an ass whipping. They also owe the Raiders an ass whipping for, if you remember, 2 years ago, the opener was in Las Vegas, and they lost in overtime. So the Ravens owe the Raiders a couple of things. So we're about to beat that ass.
All right, real quick. Calvin has the Bills over the Dolphins. I have the Dolphins over the Bills. We both have the Cowboys over the Saints, Niners over the Vikings. We split on Seahawks, Patriots. Calvin's taking the Hawks. I'm taking the Pats. We have the Commanders over the Giants, Chargers over Panthers. We split on Packers, Colts. Calvin has the Colts. I have the Packers. We both take Jags over Browns, Jets over Titans. We split on Bucks, Lions. Calvin has the Lions. I have the Bucks. We split on Cardinals and Rams. Calvin's taking the Cardinals. I'm taking the Rams. We both have the Chiefs over the Bengals. We split on Steelers, Broncos. Calvin's taking the Broncos. I'm taking the Steelers. We both have Texans over the Bears, Eagles over the Falcons on Monday night, and Ravens over the Raiders on Sunday. All right. Fantastic. Let's go into Garland's Music Corner. And this is going to be a surprise for some of y'all. Y'all probably wasn't expect this, but I'm feeling this LL Cool J new album, The Force. The Force, which is an acronym for Frequencies of Real Creative Energy, is the 14th studio album by rapper and active James Todd Smith, better known to all of us as LL Cool J, or Ladies Love Cool James. It features guest appearances from Snoop Dogg, Fat Joe, Rick Ross. Is it Swati? What? How you pronounce that woman name?
I don't know. Oh, Saweetie.
Saweetie.
Did you say salty?
Swalty? What? I'm old, Calvin. Saweetie. Busta Rhymes, Nas, and Eminem. The album is almost entirely produced by Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest, who provides additional vocals to the bulk of the album. And this album has been in development since late 2020. Been hearing some things over the last couple of years. LL saying he's working on this album, and Q-Tip was producing it. And last year they went on the Force tour. He went on the Force tour with the Roots as part of that tour as well. Now, in my opinion, this is LL Cool J's Uncle L's best album since Mama Said Knock You Out. All right. Now, he proves that rap is not only a young man's game, his flow is on point. It's not dated. The beats from Q-Tip are on point, and Uncle L's lyrics fit them perfectly. And so the guest appearances, they're very authentic. So he not out here doing trap music. He ain't got Future on here. He ain't gonna get some dude we don't know, Travis, whoever, and they're doing to me. No, these are all things that really fit into the groove house of LL Cool J. I mean, he hit a home run with this album. He not out here trying to act like he 18 and 19. He not trying to take it back to 1987, 89. This is a nice, progressive, today album. If you haven't listened to it, take a listen to it. The Force by LL Cool J.
I'm an old school LL Cool J fan. I heard he was on the MTV Awards last night.
Oh, okay.
They did a Def Jam dedication for him. Gave him an award or something.
Okay.
He was apparently he was the main one, and they did some Public Enemy music. Now,
I saw PE.
So I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm take a listen. I'm a
Yeah.
LL fan from the days of
L
Radio and Bad,
He
and
can still flow. He still got the flow on this album. The lyrics are tight. I mean, it's LL Cool J in all his essence. He got the joint on here with a woman. He got the lady song and all those things. And yeah, this is a real good album. I'm surprised more people are not talking about
good shit. I'm gonna check it out.
it.
Definitely check it out.
All right,
All right,
top 10.
let's get into this top 10. So, Garland, are you ready? It's time for a quiz, Garland.
Oh my
It's
god,
time for a quiz.
I ain't been in school for years, but I'm ready. I'm ready.
It's time for a quiz. Key and Peele used to do this. They used to give these names. I'm going to give Garland a quiz. I got 10 names for you. You got to tell me 10 athlete names. You got to tell me if they're real people or if I'm just making it up.
Okay. Oh my god.
You ready to go?
I'm
all
ready.
Right. First name. We're going to go through all 10. So write down and then we'll go back and I'll tell you if you right or wrong.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready. I got my pen and paper.
First one. Noah Nigga. Is that a real athlete or not?
All right.
Next one. Junk Dunk. Real athlete or not? Next one. Ash Ole. Real athlete or not? Ash. Oh, I pronounced it wrong. Ash Hole. Real athlete or not?
All right, go ahead.
Next one. Chubby Cox. Real athlete or not?
Chubby Cox.
Next one. Boo T Doe. Real athlete or not?
Booty dough.
Next one. T Tits.
Yo, come on, man.
T Tits. Real athlete or not? Next one. Luscious Pussy. Real athlete or not?
Bro, stop playing on this daggone podcast.
Next one. Mobility. Real athlete or not? And the last one.
No, that's not. This is 9.
That was. Hold on. No, that was 10.
Okay,
1,
I
2,
might
3,
have
4,
missed
5.
one.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this is 10. Last one.
I missed one, but go ahead.
Kyle Sackrider. All right, let's go back. Let's go back over them again. First one was Noah Nigga. Real athlete or not?
That one is real. Yes.
Noah Nigga is a real athlete.
That one's real. Because his name came out last year and people was like, because it's spelled with a K.
It's spelled Knigga. So it may be pronounced Knigga. Next one. I know how you niggas do.
Right.
The next one. Junk Dunk. Real athlete or not?
No.
You're correct. Not a real athlete.
All right, thank you.
Next one. Ash Hole. Real athlete or not?
No.
Not a real athlete. You are correct. But I have a friend who said one of his students her first name is a Shole, and it's spelled asshole with one S.
Stop playing, Calvin.
I swear. Ron, you know Ron Shaw?
Yes.
And he said the mother said she's named after her father.
Bro, well, my wife had a student in her class that was named Hennessy. So
next one. Yo Mana.
Yes.
Real athlete. That is not a real athlete.
Oh
I made that up. Yo Mana, I made up.
Oh, okay.
Next one.
Sound like a
Boo T Doe.
No.
It's not a real athlete.
Thank
You
you.
are correct.
Thank you.
Next one.
Booty dope.
T Tits.
Now you know what? I say yes.
T Tits is not a real athlete. I made that up. Next one. Chubby Cox.
Because I thought I heard of her another athlete, her brother, Big Tits.
It's not a real athlete.
Okay. What was it? What was that? Something Cox?
Chubby Cox.
Yes.
Chubby Cox is a real athlete. Actually played for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
Next one. Luscious Poussey.
No. No.
Real athlete at Eastern Illinois University.
Stop, yo.
I'm not lying. Next one. Mobility.
No.
Real athlete at the University of North Texas. MOH Ability is the last name.
People playing games.
Last one. Kyle Sackrider.
Yes.
Yes, Michigan State University.
Okay, yeah.
Football.
See, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 wrong. Almost failed it. I failed it. I got like a D. Yo, that's crazy.
There are our weird ass athlete names. Top 10 weird athlete names. 5 of them were fake.
So we at a point that everybody loves. So you get to your Thursday night football. Come on, yo. And so I'll go ahead and start it off because this has actually been affecting me for the last week and some change. Come on, DirecTV and ESPN, ABC, whoever own your Disney. Now, if you're a DirecTV subscriber like I am, you're in the midst of a shutdown of all Disney-related channels through DirecTV because DirecTV and Disney are currently in a contract dispute over carrier fees that Disney wants to increase, that they want DirecTV to pay to them, which means that they're going to raise the price on customers. DirecTV is saying, no, we don't want to raise the price on customers. And so on Labor Day, in the midst of all of the great sports that was going on, ESPN and other Disney-related networks went dark because of this dispute. So if you're a DirecTV subscriber, you have not had ESPN for over a week. Wow. You have had none, and you can't stream it. So if you've been trying to stream it through the app and you use your DirecTV login to stream, you can't do it. It will block you. And so, black people, we got other ways, wink, 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 of getting around that to see. But I want my ESPN back. I have not since I wasn't able. Yeah, so I think it went out on Sunday, and so Sunday after Labor Day, they've gone dark on the ESPN channels. And so, come on, Disney and ESPN, can y'all please work this out? Disney and DirecTV, can y'all please work this out so we can get our channels back? Because I don't want to go another 2 or 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden you're going to be running up into some Raven games that's coming on Monday night that I want to see, and I don't have ESPN. But a lot of times you get the local game if it's on a pay channel. The NFL has a rule that lets you show that game on regular TV. But nonetheless, I'm not able to watch no highlights, hear no people talk. I can't stream. So, yeah, come on, yo.
Rich people arguing, poor people, we the ones suffering.
Yes, first world problems. First world problems. I can't watch ESPN on my satellite provider.
Actually, that's not first world problems anymore because everyone has cable now. So that's not
true.
First world problems.
That's true.
Anymore.
And you can have DirecTV without having a dish. And so it's all about streaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not first world problems anymore. So come on.
Thank you, Calvin, for making me feel good about it. Thank you.
Let Garland have his ear. Like they used to say about MTV. I want my ESPN.
Right.
Act
Please.
like call Noah nigga because he know a nigga and he can help you out.
Right. Call
Hey,
Deshaun to see who's rubbing his butt. Maybe he can rub the butt of Mickey Mouse and get these channels on.
Well, thank you, Deshaun. Yeah.
And we thank you for joining the B.I.G show.
Anyway, let me get by it now. This one is going to hit home for Garland also, and this one has been brewing at least. It's been brewing a while, but it's definitely been brewing ever since the beginning of September. Actually, the end of August, beginning of September for us. Come on, Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, Lord.
You motherfuckers. Let me start by saying that. So this year we decided, our little crew, that we was going to get 13 game packages because the Orioles were doing well. Mm-hmm. First thing we noticed is that, ever since the Orioles started doing well, these niggas is smelling themselves. You can't do this anymore. You can't do that anymore. But we was cool with our little package. Had a little discount or whatever.
Was winning at first.
Yeah, winning and everything. So we go to renew, and it's a whole, we don't know if you can renew anymore because now when you're doing season tickets, you got to buy two. You can't just buy one. What the fuck? So now you are forcing people to get two tickets, not just one. You can't just buy one anymore because they so good now that you got to buy two tickets. You can't just buy, you got to buy two season passes, whether it's a 13 game plan, 29 game plan, whatever it is. Not only are they making you buy two, but then they're taking away 5% of the concession discount, which was 30%. Now it's 25%. And get this, y'all, get this. You can't even use the concession discount for alcohol anymore. You were able to use it for everything, merchandise, beer, mixed drinks. What you can't use it for alcohol anymore. So starting next season, the Orioles are brand new. They real brand new with the shit. And if that ain't bad enough, these motherfuckers are flip-flopping. They can't even hold the lead. They can't even hold the lead. And if that ain't bad enough, we get our little playoff emails a couple days ago because we all excited. That's why we got the package. We can get first come, first serve on the playoff tickets. We get it before anybody else and this and that. You know what they tell us? 1 ticket a piece. So what we got to do, we got to all coordinate in the middle of the workday and get online and make sure we get our seats near one another or we'll be in different sections. Come on, Orioles. What the fuck? When y'all was sorry as shit, wasn't even thinking about sniffing the playoffs, when y'all got swept in the playoffs last year, we were there for y'all. We've been there ever since y'all been stinking it up. You know what? If the White Sox didn't have a team this year, y'all would still be on record as the worst start ever in the history of baseball. But now that that's been erased, y'all really feeling good. Y'all got y'all new little owner now, City Forever. Y'all got y'all new little owner for now, and now y'all just really getting out there. Y'all, I don't know. You know what? I don't know who worse, Orioles management or Trump supporters that swear he won the debate. God damn it, y'all. You know what?
Y'all gonna stop.
You know what? You know what? Trump supporters, y'all talking about they eating the dogs. Well, the Orioles are eating the fans. They eating the fans. Come on.
That's nasty.
Not for the female fans. Female fans are calling us and being like, where do I sign up? Where I get my tickets at?
Let the Orioles do what they doing. All right.
What that Oreo mouth do.
Right.
Anyway, come on, O's. Y'all are killing us. Y'all are killing y'all long time Baltimore City, been with you since you struggling supporters. We were there when nobody else was at the stadium. Now that y'all done hit 2 million, y'all think y'all the shit now.
Yeah.
Y'all couldn't even win the series against the Rays or the Red Sox, 2 back-to-back AL East series, and y'all lost on a home run last night in the bottom of the 10th inning after you took the lead. You lost on a 3-run home run, a walk-off. Come on, O's.
Yeah. They always get you, man. Once they start winning, boy, it changed. It was all good just a week ago when you needed people to fill the stands. You bringing people from down in the upper deck. It was so empty in there to let them sit downstairs and make the stadium look like it was full. And now see what y'all doing.
It's like a bad relationship because we still love y'all, but y'all treat us so bad.
Yeah.
High Timex social club. Why you treat me so bad? Let me tell you how I really and truly feel. I used to be there when you were sorry. Now I'm going to tell you the deal. Told me that you'll always love me. You just went and told the lie. Wait a minute. I'm telling you, baby, I need you back. I don't know how the rest go, but
y'all get this is top tier podcasting. I'm letting y'all know this.
Hey man, another great show. Real quick. Our buddy Rob Long lost his mom today. So
prayers for him. Definitely. As someone who's lost a mom, and that feeling and everything. I know his mom's been battling Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, and all, and so prayers to him, his family, and all in that transition. As he said in his text, blessed to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, and so prayer that they're comforted during this time of transition.
Absolutely. And goes without saying, if you need anything, definitely reach out to us and we will be there for you.
Oh, hold up. Rob Long listens to us.
Well, that's Jay's homeboy.
That's
kind of my boy. So
Jay,
he might listen.
Let him listen to the last piece, Jay.
But so thank you all for joining us. I will be gone next weekend, so I doubt if we have a podcast. I may be able to do something. So I'll let y'all.
If you off, I'm off. You gone, I'm gone.
Hey, but we definitely thank you for joining us. We are, like it says, live on YouTube, so you'll be able to see the rebroadcast. Definitely follow the YouTube channel. And we are on all the podcast platforms. You'll be able to see our faces on Spotify.
Definitely.
And
if there's anybody that watched the show, listen to it. I'll be at the Common Pete Rock show on Saturday. A lot of times I'll be out. Y'all recognize me from the show and whatnot. Come up, holler at me. Let's flick it up.
I was supposed to go with Garland, but it's Defenders Day, and my job has me down Fort McHenry hobnobbing with some of the rituals.
I got the sommelier down there talking about revolutionary wines
and
the wines of 1812.
The Orioles owner David Rubenstein is going to be honored down there, so I might get to tell him to his face, "Come on, David, come on, yo." Fuck is y'all doing?
If Calvin get close to him, they will throw him on the ground like Tyreek Hill.
Bruh.
They will throw him on the ground like Tyreek Hill. I'm gonna be looking like, oh my God, is that Calvin on the ground? Don't do that, bro.
Hey, one last thing before we sign off. Actually, let me go ahead and play the music, and then I'll sign off and say what I gotta say real quick. But music playing. Hey, Shannon Sharp, bro, we know you did that shit on purpose.
You have been listening to.
What are you talking about?
He crashed that truck in about a minute and a half. By Calvin Coates and Garland Thomas for all things Black Production.
That nigga was coaching. That nigga coached better than Deion Sanders.
Put it in, Michelle.
fuck is you going, girl? You knew what
Right.
the fuck it was when you
Right.
came here.
Put it in.
Hey man, later, Garland.
Peace, bro.